What if a spring reverb could be engineered to behave like a plate? What if you could get the smoothness and the density and the controllable decay of a plate, but in a smaller, more affordable mechanical device? Their answer was the torsional transmission line, or TTL, a patented spring system designed specifically to push spring reverb past its limitations. Instead of a single coiled spring vibrating end to end, the TTL used specifically designed springs and a transmission topology that increased pulse density, increased resonant complexity, and dramatically reduced the flutter, coloration, and feedback problems that plagued cheaper spring tanks. The result was a spring reverb that, for the first time, was smooth enough and dark enough that engineers could actually use it on serious sources, not just guitar amps. The engineer behind this breakthrough was Werner Fede, AKG chief engineer during this era. And in his own words, Fede described the core insight this way. The breakthrough of this design was to use one spring for the statistical distribution of reflections, but it must be sufficiently damped to avoid ringing. In one sentence, that's the entire engineering philosophy of the BX line. Get plate-like reflection density from a single, heavily damped spring. The BX20 itself was a tall rectangular box, closer in form factor to a small refrigerator than a piece of rack gear, and it carried two mono spring tanks labeled Tank A and Tank B, one associated with each of the unit's two channels. You could run it as two independent mono reverbs, or you could feed it a stereo signal and treat it as a stereo unit straight from the hardware. The hardware also gave you remote decay control from 2 seconds to 4.5 seconds, a pre-delay range from 0 to 250 milliseconds, and a low-cut filter and a wet-only output path. All features that help position the BX20 as a real studio ambience device, not a novelty.